Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
And good Monday morning. Welcome to a Victory Monday, Losers Monday, Game Night Monday. And, well, we just watched the game on the couch because we didn't have a game on this weekend Monday.
What's up, Eric?
And hey, good morning, Eric. And actually, wait, did he get buried? Yeah, Eric and Fred. Good morning, loser. He was making comments before we went on the air.
No, 6 minutes before the show. Shut up, Fred. Yeah. Fuck you, Fred. Fuck you, Fred.
Woo! So look, we had some barn burners this weekend, boy. Let me tell you. I mean, first off, that Commanders game last night.
I was shocked at how good of a game that turned out to be. I was honestly expecting that, the Commanders were just going to walk away with it and Atlanta wasn't really going to show up. But holy shit, am I freaking impressed with Penix there.
Yeah, Atlanta showed up. They made a game of it, man. I mean, hey, good morning, broski. I mean,
good morning.
OT, going to OT. And you know what? Did you notice something about Washington last night? Every one of their drives was like, during the second half, they had 2 drives that took over a quarter. Like, but you're in the fourth quarter, and they're like, all right, well, this is their second drive of the quarter because their drives were so damn long. I mean, they ate game clock, did Washington. They ate game clock like nobody's business. And then Zach Ertz, the old man, being the guy who made the 2 biggest catches in the game, really.
And not only that, with him making those catches there, he got himself $750,000 of incentives, and the capper for it is yesterday was his mother's birthday too. So he had himself one hell of a
free. The playoff implications of that game, which there were many. The Los Angeles Rams have secured their spot now. They are automatically qualified. So everyone else in the West, sorry. Oh well. So they win the West because it was all the. Even if they lose, it's all, now they've won.
Yeah, Seattle's out.
Won. It was the tiebreaker for strength of schedule wins. Made it so Atlanta that the Rams clinched no matter what. Now so they've clinched. Washington clinches for the first time since what they say 2020. So they're in the playoffs for the first time. And the last time the Commanders were in the playoffs, they went in with a losing record. This time they actually have a winning record.
Yeah.
Then the other playoff is, guess what? Baker controls his own destiny now. Baker wins, and he's in. That's simple, and that will be the NFC, except, oh, wait, there's more drama in the NFC, but we'll save that one because let's go to the AFC really quick, where everything seems to be locked up now, except that last spot. So here's how it goes. If Cincinnati wins, that's the first part, right? They have to win, and then, oh, crap, now I'm brain farting. Who has to lose? Oh, yeah, we'll talk about the Raiders in a minute, Fred. But if Cincinnati wins, then the Raiders have to lose. And then if Cincinnati loses, then Cincinnati can still get in. They have to win. Let me go to the game. So they have to win. No, the Browns are done. The Bengals have to beat the Steelers. And then someone has to lose.
I'm pretty sure it's the Broncos have to lose.
The Broncos have to lose, and the Broncos are playing Kansas City, who will not be playing Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Luca, we know you're here to gloat, and we'll give you your victory lap.
You can fucking gloat, you fucking dick.
So there was a huge argument on the shows this weekend because here's what I said this weekend, right? I said, of course, I said if, but like normal, they forgot the word if in there. I said if the Packers beat the Vikings, that the flex game would be Green Bay, Chicago because of the NFL history that could be made there with 3 13-win teams, right? And then Green Bay and Minnesota possibly flipping spots, right? Well, obviously that didn't happen because Minnesota showed up, Sam Darnold showed up, and they beat you at home, right? So now in the NFC, the other piece that gets really interesting, and it's more NFL history, it's the first time they've had 2 13-win teams in a regular season game to decide the division ever. But the Detroit Lions has basically been the driver's seat the entire season, pretty much the entire season. It's like 1 or 2 weeks. They now lose number 1 seed they've held for like the last 6. They could lose the number 1 seed and the division title if they lose to Minnesota next Sunday night. That's going to be your Sunday night football game in America. Will be is that in Minnesota or is that in Detroit?
It's in Detroit, pretty sure.
It's in Detroit. So Minnesota has to go to Detroit for all the marbles in the NFC North and the number 1 seed. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's set up for a hell of a game there.
Brent, if you
hoping that
count
game
on us,
wasn't going
count
to
on
mean
us, you're crazy, bro. We fucking suck. Holy shit.
No.
We did not play like the team that was, the team that beat the Saints, that gave them that ass whooping. I don't know where that team went, but it didn't show up yesterday.
No,
that's right.
That team stayed in Lambeau.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are alive too, right? But for the Dolphins, if the Dolphins to get in, I think for the Dolphins to get in, the Bengals they have the worst chance. The Bengals and the Broncos have to lose, I think, for the Dolphins to get in.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's what he's saying. If the Lions win tonight, that's 2 14-win teams battling it out. And it'll be the first time one loses a division because that's crazy. Never happened.
And here's
everything going from this point forward is history. I love it.
So supposedly, I saw an article on this. I don't know how true it is, but they said that Detroit was resting players this week. Which really, if you think about it, no big deal if you rest players.
They cannot rest players.
Even if they were to lose this week, they could still win the division and number one seed by winning next week because they own all the tiebreakers.
Yes, they own the tiebreakers for sure. But
so even if they rest people tonight and somehow lose to San Francisco, who's out and can do nothing but play spoiler, they can still then it'd be a 13-win and a 14-win team for the division. Crazy. It's still crazy. I mean, the playoff picture right now, look, the NFL is going to get their money's worth. It's not as good as probably they wanted, but dude, on the NFC side, I mean, the NFC side's pretty much done, right? Baker wins and he's in. Okay,
crazy,
not
right?
much drama there. That's the only drama there. If Baker wins, he gets in, period. If Baker loses and Atlanta loses, Baker still gets in. So, okay, not too much drama. The bigger drama is that NFC North championship, number 1 seed, and the history that goes with it. But the AFC side has a little bit more drama with 3 teams fighting for 1 spot. 1 team needs 2 to lose, 1 needs 1 to lose, and 1 can win and go in. So, and I don't think any of them really have easy games. You have a Kansas City Broncos game. That's not going to be easy even without Mahomes because most of the defense is KC anyways. You've got a Steelers game with the Cincy for them to get in. Miami's got the easiest game of all of them. So Miami could still get in. Yeah, they said
Corey's
they
right about that too, Corey.
We're going to say Corey Bill's not the only one that's visited the dispensary after that.
I don't know. And Eric, I'm going to say I don't fucking know, bro.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a tie. Pull for a tie.
You know
Can they have
what?
a tie? Can the champion? Can we decide the division on a tie?
Well, no, because the Lions on the tiebreaker, so no, you can't. I don't think there's any possible way to get a tie.
I mean, bro, a tie's a tie.
Everyone's looking for Chad this morning.
Chad, yeah, because he fucking lost, man. I mean, bro, sorry, Chad. The Packers let you down, bro.
So here's the thing.
Wow.
Who wants to play against the number 5 seed in the playoffs this year?
The number 5 seed has a nice, easy walk to the fucking Super Bowl. I'm telling you, that's why I wanted it. Now we gotta play. Now we gotta play all the number 1 teams. If you want to win, you got to beat everyone that's number 1. That's how it is from the bottom.
The only thing that I'm going to hold out.
Hold on 1 second, Rob Haskell. You beat the Green Bay Packers yesterday. Your division rival / border rival, and your first thing you care about is a 4-win football team. What drugs are you taking since you retired?
Maybe you just go like you can.
Think about it, dude. If I'm a Vikings fan, I could give 2 shits about the Bears on Monday Night Football 3 weeks ago. I beat the Packers last night, and basically told the Packers, "Guess what? Have fun with the hard path. I'm going to go win the division." And all you care about is a 4-win football team that has no impact on your future, Rob? Really? Are you that sad this morning? You won. My God. Luca, go fix Rob. He's broken.
Yeah, but the only thing I'm going to hold out hope for as a Packers fan, that Alexander's finally going to be healthy for this playoff run, and having him is going to back is going to change how we play coverage, because the thing that has been plaguing us all damn season long cost us in this game here at the end of it, is we were having running backs on these short little routes completely wide open and nobody even paying attention to the guy.
Yeah, I mean, but part of that, though, Ken, if you remember, like, going way back, boy, were we all wrong, really, with where this defense would end up or how fast it got there to a certain degree. You know, we were all wrong on the defense in ways, but that's part of the learning curve of the new defensive scheme, though, too. Next year, that will be better for you guys. Like, that's part of the – I mean, the fact that the defense has played to the level it's played all season. I mean, you ended up losing, Preston, right, which was fine. He was a casualty of the scheme change. But your run defense immediately did get better, but your passing defense took a little bit more of a ding, which was kind of, not surprising.
Yeah, but I just want to answer Joshua real quick. I love that's a great way to look at it.
I love how we're playing it down. We didn't show him anything.
And I'm really gonna hope that's what it is, because if LaFleur's facing all this pressure and keeps calling these freaking deep passes when you need 3 to 5 yards and we're throwing for 30, we're not going to get very far in the playoffs doing that shit. Hopefully that Joshua's right and LaFleur was just keeping it close to his vest, except for the way he was freaking out on the sidelines kind of makes me believe that it wasn't.
Fred.
So Jair Alexander,
will not beat the Bears.
We'll see if Jair Alexander makes it back. That'll be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't look. If I'm you guys, I'm not even considering him playing at this point. It wouldn't be worth it.
I'm hoping and praying that way we get some more man coverage. Otherwise, I think we're going to have ourselves a quick playoff run.
I think you guys are going to be doing a lot of resting week 18. So even if the Bears win, which could happen, even if they do win, it won't mean much in terms of this season for playoffs. The only thing it'll mean is you guys can't say 12 in a row. That's about the only thing it'll mean. But I mean, I wouldn't play Jair Alexander even if he's healthy this next week. I wouldn't play Love more than a half.
I actually would want to play Alexander for this game. Maybe not the whole game, but enough to get him to where he's working back into it.
Yeah, get him some reps. Get him maybe get him 2 or 3. With the Bears going 3 and out, 2 series might not be enough. You might have to play him till the third quarter with the way the Bears work on offense. But yeah, I understand. I get that though too. Get him some reps, but you don't want him to get injured though either. So that's like one of those weird calls. Like, do you take the chance and not give him the reps, or do you take the chance and don't give him reps? He's going to be okay against a playoff game when he's now covering AJ Brown.
Yeah, I'd much rather take the shot because hey, we've already missed him all year long. That if we can get him ready, awesome. If he happens to get injured, well, I guess we're just going to roll with what we had before.
I just say we set everybody next week and like rest them all just for the playoffs because we need everybody.
So that's always the argument, though, right? Every year you hear this argument: do you rest them or do you play them? And there's no. And every year the argument ends up the same way. It's a 50-50, like half the people, oh, you got to rest them. And then the other half, oh, you got to play them. And then what happens? In one game, some guy will get hurt.
You
this is why you rest them. And then the other half of that argument is the very next week in the playoffs, these guys in the first quarter are slow and rusty. They look like the Bears in the first half, put it that way. And they're not ready to go. It's like, see, this is why you don't rest them. So what is it? Do you rest them or do you play them? Going on,
Me personally, I would much rather play the guy and take the small chance of an injury versus sitting the guys and now we're kind of rusty, so we got to work through the first half, knocking that rust off and hope we can pull it out in the second half. I'm tired of seeing that type of shit. And we're not even resting guys.
So is the happy medium maybe where you play the guy, like you play them for a half and then rest them?
Yes. I'm totally fine with that.
Fred and Dorn are going at it. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I know that.
For those of you reading the comments, I hope you're enjoying this little Fred and John. Woo! I mean, look, the Packers played a good game. They came up short. I mean, they missed Christian, of course.
We didn't play a complete game. That's the problem. That's been our problem on all our losses this year. Is we not playing. And you can't say, well, it's, I mean, bro, these are the best teams. If we can't beat them, then we're not going to get past them in the fucking playoffs. I mean,
well, if you're a Packer fan, it's not all doom and gloom, though, man.
It's not. But I'm just saying, it makes it hard for you to fucking believe that you can do this. If you guys, I mean, here's your opportunity. Fucking take advantage. And some of the shit that happened yesterday is just unacceptable.
Like Packer Twitter yesterday, I could swore I was reading Bears Twitter. It was so negative. Holy crap. You got guys like, oh, get rid of Love. He's a bomb. Get rid of Dobbs. Get rid of the defensive coordinator. Get rid of this guy. I'm like,
they'll never stop.
You guys are going to the playoff on a winning season, and you're acting like you've won 0 games this season. They're like, rebuild it all again. I'm like, guys, calm down. I mean, the Twitterverse for any team, even the Vikings Twitter. Well, they've been a little more upbeat lately, but they've had some days where it's like, holy crap. I mean, you still got guys even yesterday in Vikings Twitter, oh my God, Darnold's a bum, don't bring him back.
I don't know how the hell any Vikings fan can say that, because from what I saw this past game against us, that should be your quarterback of the future. Screw taking the flyer on JJ. Yeah, you might really like him and all that, but what Darnold has showed this season, and especially last game, I'd hang my franchise on him.
And even if that's not the case, but let JJ sit a couple years behind Darnold and ride Darnold while he's hot, while he's winning all these games. Yeah. I mean, JJ's still your future. You just don't have to be like him the next year or two. Well, I mean, do like the Packers. Let him sit on the bench and learn. And if Darnold's playing like this, he's learning from a good guy.
I mean, it's not like JJ was like a top 10 pick. Right? I mean, he was outside the top 10. That's not a big knock.
He wasn't he like pick 11?
Yeah.
We're going to say that's close enough.
It's close enough. But it's like, you don't have to like scrap everything for him. And he just came off a tour. He's coming off an ACL, MCL tear. So you can let the kid sit for another year or two and fully heal and learn the system, blah, blah, blah. He's dirt cheap. I get it. For the 5th-year option now, you're looking at $25-30 million. So at some point you have to make a decision, but look at in Penix. Yeah, Penix worked out, but Penix was also a Heisman Trophy candidate. Going almost winning the Heisman. JJ had a lot of he can't do this, that, and the other with the coming out of Michigan. Yeah, he won a national championship because he has a great running back. So I mean,
Bro, did Penix work out? It's only been 1 or 2 games, right? It's all he's played.
Yeah, I mean, Penix last night looked like he's going to work. Last night Penix looked like he's going to work out.
Okay, but look, everybody said C.J. Stroud was going to go take off this year. Where's C.J. Stroud?
Right.
I'm sorry,
I agree.
bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Ginger Jesus.
Yeah.
Is I was a Pack. Hey, you're welcome, Darren. I took the Packers. That's how you got the win.
Yeah, Ken, I'm going to have to ask you to never root for the Packers ever the fuck again.
I will never believe that Ken can sway how a team wins or loses.
I told Luca and those guys in the Valhalla chat, I said, hey, you're welcome, guys. You're like, why? Since I took the Packers to win. But I mean,
that's it, Rob. We're taking a trip to Florida.
Bro, no, all this means is he's picked the Bears to win every game. That means he's fucking put his team on a 10-game losing streak. That's on you, Ken. How about that? Bear fans.
I'll take it. Welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Vikings fans. But no, I mean, Penix looked good, but yeah, I mean, how's he going to be next year? It's a good point. Like, I don't get the Twitterverse. I mean, dude, you still got Bears fans who are arguing about Justin Fields being the best quarterback ever in the draft. So I mean, yes, there are still Bears fans who think that Justin's a better quarterback than Caleb, that he's a better quarterback than a lot of other guys. Like, dude, even Rob Haskell fell into that. He tried to post a dig at the Bears about how our Bears quarterback right now is so inconsistent, and look at all these overthrows, and it was all throws of Darnell Mooney, who, by the way, has never been on a team with Caleb Williams. So, I mean, this is the lunacy that we face in the Twitterverse sometimes. And Rob Haskell.
You guys watched the Packer game the whole first quarter. Jordan Love overthrew everying. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? He missed his guys by. I mean, he missed so bad that they didn't even get intercepted. That's how bad he missed.
I will say this, Corey. I will say this. It is funny with LaFleur when LaFleur gets mad because he has such a baby face to begin with. I mean, he is very memeable. I mean, no, but he's got a baby face. But like when he gets upset like that, he is a walking meme more so than Rob Haskell. You know, like him and Rob are the most memeable people on the face of the planet when they're upset. It's great.
You know, I know there's a lot of Packers fans out there right now giving LaFleur a bunch of shit about how animated he gets on the sidelines. But I actually like to see that from my head coach. I want to see him giving a shit on every single play. I don't care if it's a 4th and 25. I still want him pissed that we didn't get it.
Hey, Ginger Jesus versus Goff for the Infinity Gauntlet. Is that a good way to build a game for next Sunday? Darren might have just coined it. Ginger Jesus versus Goff for the Infinity Gauntlet.
Hey, Broski, that's what smart football fan. You know, they're not going to do that. They're going to half the fans already don't want him back. I don't understand it.
It's Minnesota, dude. They can't. Look at
14 fucking wins, fuckers. 14.
Yeah, but Rob, Packer fan. Look at. I want the Packer fan. Vikings fans know they're frauds, and that's why they want to get rid of anyone who's any good.
They just want to keep themselves down. They want to keep themselves not winning. I don't get it.
Oh, it's okay with Vikings fans being frauds. We apparently really absolutely love picking in the mid to late 20s every year. So we make sure we do it on a consistent fucking basis.
I mean, Rob, if you really want to know how bad Vikings fans are about not being able to be winners, just look at Rob today. He's coming after a 4-win team after he just beat you. That's all he cares about is the Bears. He just beat the Packers, but he wants to talk about the Bears all day. I mean, what does that tell you about the Vikings? They want to talk about the Bears after they beat the Packers, which was a lot more significant of a win.
Oh, Rob wants
and then they want to get rid of a 14-win quarterback.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, Rob, you're probably the first Viking that said that, honestly. Because most Vikings said that they only want him back if he gets you guys deep in the playoffs.
Yes. I will say, though, the Viking fan, Jamez, or Minneapolis, as a lot of people know him, has been championing Sam Darnold since the offseason. And I absolutely called him crazy and said there ain't no way that this guy is going to completely turn his career around.
He fucking
I'm going to go out and say, if the Vikings win the NFC North against Detroit, you got to give KOC that head coach of the year because nobody expected this from them.
I think you might be right. And let me remind Rob and Darren of something. At the beginning of the year, when both of those knuckleheads said, "Oh, we'll win 6 to 7 games tops in Minnesota," I sat there and I said, if Sam Darnold game manages and he's the neckbeard, right, he'll win at least 10 games, if not a lot more. And what's happened?
He's not even neckbearding it. He's going out there and making some of these plays some damn self. Some of those throws were absolutely outstanding.
He's mostly game managing overall, and now that he's like in this zone, he has broken out with a little bit of creativity. But for the most part, he's like 95% game management. Now he's like 5% creativity, and he doesn't get burned on it because those seasons he's having. So here the Vikings fans, look, they were down on their team to begin with. Maybe they just don't know how to react if they're actually winning. That might be it.
I know, right? I mean, Goff versus they're so right, Michael. Goff versus Darnold. Now, both those guys are fucking playing for the. Bro.
Well, Darren called it the Infinity.
They're making history. Just playing in the game, they're making history. Having two teams ranked so high playing, and I mean, holy fuck, bro.
So there's some good playoff. Look, there's still some good playoff implications in the final week, which the NFL's gotta love. Saturday will fit. Saturday, both the AFC games that matter. Hey, good morning, JB. The AFC will be settled on Saturday. The NFC will be settled on Sunday, and then we'll get into playoff football, and we'll have Black Monday, which of course will be very interesting on Black Monday because the Browns lost again. Stefanski's gone. Is Peterson actually really going to be gone in Jacksonville like most people think he is? Is McCarthy going to be gone? Is Rex Ryan going to be back with the Jets? Because yes, they are interviewing him. They're also interviewing, interesting enough, Ron Rivera.
You are a glutton for punishment if you bring back Rex Ryan. You are a glutton for punishment.
I love Rex Ryan as a defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, I don't know about that.
When I saw the headline that the Jets were interviewing Rex Ryan for the head coaching gig, I was like, wow, we had a flashback to like the early 2000s. Like, really? I mean, we get another Motorola Razr commercial out of them.
This fits the Jets blueprint perfectly. They went out, got themselves an old Packers quarterback, and now you're going to have Rex Ryan as the head coach again. Shit. It's freaking 2008 all over again.
While Henry showed up, they're all looking for him. He says the road to the Super Bowl will go through Detroit. Mark his words. Hey. No, but I mean, look at Rex Ryan. I agree with you. It just fits their mold. Then here's some other questions that we'll get next Monday, right? We might find out Monday. Is Aaron Rodgers still going to be a Jet for next year?
Who cares, Fred?
I honestly don't see him playing in New York. From what I'm kind of feeling right now, I think it's either he's going to San Francisco or he's going to call it a career.
Yeah, Fred, the Bears-Packers game is noon on Sunday. They would have been the flex game, though, had the Packers won. They might have been the flex game then because then the Packers would have been playing to flip spots to take the 5 spot and become the third.
I mean, it might have been worthy of watching, but we fucking suck. We didn't fucking play like we wanted to take the 5.
Well, I'm not going to say that we suck, but
we didn't play like we wanted the 5 seed. I'm telling you that.
Yeah. Oh, I will agree with that part of it. But as of yesterday, with just that game, I'm going to say we're about a step or two away. Now, granted, that might change between now and the playoffs, but
Dorn, I love you, man. I think that would be absolutely fucking hilarious. Just for his press conference.
Holy shit, that would be awesome.
Snoop Dogg going to be the Bears head coach. Could you imagine?
You would have to change your stance on weed, Ken.
Hey, no, could you just imagine his press conferences though? Like they'd be the most mellow, chilled out. Like
that's right. He wouldn't be getting mad on the sidelines.
It would just be like that would be hilarious.
Snoop's a hardcore Pittsburgh fan. Sorry, it'll never happen.
No, he'll be on the sidelines in Chicago, and since it's legal in Illinois, there every time that somebody messes up, he's just going to pull a blunt out of his hoodie.
He'll do that crypt dance. He'll be doing that crypt dance up and down the sideline. Is what he'd be doing.
No. That's when you score.
What did Sauce say about the Jets? Oh,
yeah, and Luka, I swear to God,
yes,
that better not be a moniker again next year. I am tired of having
we played like we were the youngest team yesterday. That's for sure.
So Sauce Gardner, I guess I didn't read it, but I guess he made some posts on Instagram.
Go ahead, Eric.
Graham, and did some Graham things, and I guess he backtracked it, but yeah, I guess he wasn't the happiest move with his team.
LaFleur was doing his best Dan Campbell impression going forward.
Yeah. LaFleur definitely falls.
And is anti-weed. He is anti-free. Yes, Joseph.
Hey, Joe, they can smoke all the weed you want, man. Eric says if Washington wins next week and we win, we get the 6th seed, correct?
I think we get the 7th seed already, man. We suck.
We are at the 7th seed right now, but if Washington loses and we win, then we'd go up to 6th. But as of right now, we are 7th and heading to Philadelphia against Saquon.
They're the wild card.
We could have been the 5th seed.
Yep.
I tell you what, though. So here's the other. But who gets in? So does Tampa take care of business? Does Tampa get in? Do we think Tampa?
Luka, go with the bulletproof vest, bro.
I mean, look, Tampa's got a rough game. They're playing the Saints in Tampa.
Oh yeah, they should really be staying up late every night this week preparing for that game. The only thing that they gotta hope is somehow lightning doesn't strike it and hit one of their players or half the team.
So some interesting games of playoff and draft implications next week, right? Browns, Ravens. Really, I mean, the Browns just need to lose, and they're in the top 5. Pats just need to lose, and they're in the top 5. But it gets interesting when you get down here. I want to find out who the Raiders are playing. The Raiders and the Chargers, right? The Raiders are 4-2 right now. If the Raiders win, they may find themselves outside of the top 10. The team that had the number 1 pick in their back pocket just a few weeks ago may now find themselves out of the top 10. But you've got to love Antonio Pierce's comment. Did you hear his comment? Antonio Pierce, and I quote, "We don't give a fuck about the draft pick."
Yeah, and that's exactly why you're starting to hear rumors that he might not be the coach next
year.
He's
not going to be the coach because he didn't know how to tank, man. I'm telling you.
Hold on. It gets better. The New York Giants, who've been begging for a franchise quarterback for the past couple of years, once they have the number 1 pick locked up and all we got to do is lose these last couple of games, decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to score 30-something freaking points today and make sure that I screw up my draft pick. I think there's going to be 2 new head coaches looking for jobs that should have had number 1 draft picks.
They're at number 2 or 3 right now, but they can get if they lose. I'm trying to see who they play this week.
Man, it's
the Panthers could screw around and win against the Falcons and screw their draft pick up. Where the hell is that Giants game?
Well, Joe was on open mic on Saturday, and he was on the panel. He came on and said his piece. That's why he's disheartened because he hasn't been watching the games. He doesn't want to see his team tank, but he knows that's what they need to do. And then when they won, he goes, I don't even know what to say. My team don't even know how to properly tank. I can't even imagine what he thinks about this one. Because, bro, they moved to 6. Maybe some shit will happen. I go, you're not out of it.
Here's the thing. The Giants are playing the Eagles.
Now for sure.
The Giants are playing the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are they're going to be sitting a lot of people.
They're sitting everybody probably.
So the Giants could FAFO and screw themselves further because now if they lose, they can regain their number 1 pick possibly. But so does Drabel get fired now on Black Monday if they go ahead and win? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
There were rumors all before that, starting all the way to the beginning of the offseason this past year,
Right.
I have no. Okay. I won't say I have no doubt. I think the likelihood is very high that he will not be the coach for the Giants.
So let's ask the next question, though, with these QB needy teams like the Raiders, who aren't going to get their QB in the draft now. Which one is Justin Fields playing for?
Wow. Jeremy's got a point. Does it lend credence to how mid this quarterback that class is?
Well, no, it's
the
what
came out last year.
It's the opposite. It's just how big of a drop off it is for the top two guys, the rest of the quarterback. After those top two guys, it's like a barren wasteland of NFL ready quarterbacks. So if you're on the first or second pick and you need a quarterback, like look at New England being at number one. If they're at number one, New England can sell out, right? They can sell because they got their quarterback last year. They can sell out for the haul to pick up, a bunch of guys to fill out that roster. So really, if you're the Raiders now, you have to ask yourself, if you're at number 10 or 15, are you selling out the next 2 years of draft to get the number one pick that you should have had to begin with to get your quarterback? Or if you're the Giants, are you trying to move from 3 or 4 or wherever to number one? Because they're not taking a quarterback probably. I don't think they're going to get rid of Drake May. Do you?
No. Drake May looks like he's going to be a good quarterback for him.
So, I mean, this is different from the Justin Fields argument because A, it's less time, but B, Drake May actually looks pretty good for them. So I don't see them getting rid of Drake May. So if they end up with the number one pick, they could sell if they want to, right? But outside the top two quarterbacks right now, because we know the combine will change stuff. There'll be some guy at the combine like Richardson was a couple years ago, where Richardson was seen as the second round pick, and all of a sudden became a first round pick for the Colts because they had such a great combine. So that might change it. But I mean, yeah, outside the top two quarterbacks, that's how weak the draft is. So who's Justin playing for next year? Is he going to be a Raider? Is he going to be a Jet? Is he going to be in Cleveland?
Oh, and
wow.
Here I thought we were done with Justin Fields drama, and here we go for round 3.
Mm-hmm. Let him go.
I was going to say, you got to give it to the guy. He knows how to stay relevant.
I mean, Broski, though, that's a funny comment, though, in a way. Wouldn't that be ironic? If the Lions lose
the Lions get the 5 seed and then lose.
And then lose in the wild card round. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh, then they get to hear all the shit that us Packer fans heard. Oh, it don't matter that you got into the playoffs. It doesn't even matter if you went to the NFC Championship or anything like that. You choked, so it was a wasted season.
Listen, one thing for sure, I believe this fully after seeing how this is playing out. The representative from the NFC is going to represent in the Super Bowl. It's not a lock that the guys are going to win it in the AFC. You could go suck a dick if you think that. It's not a lock, man.
For the NFC North, having this many wins in the division, if an NFC North team is not the representative in the Super Bowl, it's a wasted.
I'll be upset too. I will be upset.
Mm-hmm.
You Lion fans and Viking fans, I know you guys never won shit, but I have a chance to fucking do something here, man. Don't fuck it up. God damn it, don't fuck it up. I mean, I know you guys don't have no sway in it, but I'm just,
I was going to say, then you might really want to hope Detroit goes, because the Vikings sure got a nasty habit of losing Super Bowls.
Yeah, Isaac says the Pats will pull a judo move and select Shedeur with the number one pick. And have Shedeur and Drake May.
Wow.
I mean, dude, it's interesting though that the way the draft is going to play out, and that's a bigger question. Like, look at, I don't know if Pittsburgh signs both quarterbacks, right? So, I mean, and if you're Justin Fields and Cleveland says we'll start you, or the Raiders say, hey, you can come here and be the starter, you're going to go take that starter money, right? So there's going to be a lot of interesting. Next Monday is going to be interesting for a couple of reasons. One, because the playoff picture will be set, and we'll have an epic Sunday night football game to talk about next Monday. And we'll be talking about either how some team in the AFC that we didn't think would get in got in, right? Because the NFC is pretty much set. I mean, basically, I don't think anyone thinks Tampa Bay is losing to the Saints at home.
Well, you got to bring a bullshit.
So, I mean, the NFC is going to be pretty much set. The AFC might have a good storyline. We'll have a good game next Sunday night. Whoever wins NFC North, and then comes Black Monday, and some coaches are get fired that we haven't even talked about. Stefanski might be one of them. Drabel might be one of them. AP might be one of them. But what other head coach that didn't? Look at could Tomlin be one of them? Remember last year they didn't make the play. There was talk about Tomlin last year.
Oh, there's still talk about him this year too.
Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs.
That even with them making the playoffs, if they don't win that playoff game, there's going to be a decent amount of Steelers fans that are calling for his head.
So Tomlin could be gone.
Tomlin's going to be out there as a coach, bro. No bullshit. No bullshit. But he ain't going to go someplace where he don't have control. Just saying. He's one of those coaches. He needs to have a little say in what's done. Yeah, you should, Corey. That's 100%. If you ask all these teams that never won a Super Bowl, never even seen a Super Bowl, what do you hate hearing the most? When another team goes, show me your Super Bowl rings. You ain't got none. Now he's like, the first thing he's going to tell people, we got one now. When's the last time you won a Super Bowl? That's so true, man.
So the Steelers are going to get – what are they going to get the first –
Pittsburgh was in the playoffs last year.
It
doesn't matter. Eventually you get sick of going to the playoffs and not winning, bro. I mean, that happens. You got to win. You got to win. You got to win big. That's what they want.
So the Bills will get either the Broncos, the Dolphins, or the Bengals. Right? The Ravens will get
the
Steelers. Right. No, I'm sorry. The Ravens will get the Chargers, and the Texans get the Steelers. Is that how it goes? Yeah. Because the Steelers are a wild card, so they go to the Texans. Wait, no, but yeah.
You're right, Henry. You are absolutely correct about that. All the pressure is on Minnesota.
There are going to be some interesting firings next Monday.
I'm still waiting to see if Shanahan's going to be one of them.
He could be one. There could be some first-year coaches like, the guy down in Carolina might not keep his guy.
Go to the pawn shop.
Because if you think about it, Carolina, they might want Ben Johnson because they might think they can get Ben Johnson to come home. They might think they can get Ben Johnson to come home.
Yeah.
Especially if they tell him he can have control over the GM and all the things he said he wants. Hey, why don't you come home? We'll let you have, say over the GM a little bit. Get the GM that you want, that you can be married to, blah, blah, blah. Ben Johnson could go to Carolina. That could be interesting.
Yeah, you're right about that, JB. And to answer your question, Eric, I mean, in a storybook fucking, kind of season, yeah, you would think that. I mean, do we have the potential? Sure, but bro, the honest opinion is I don't see it.
I'd honestly much rather face those three teams in the playoffs. That way, if we do happen to win, nobody can say, "Oh, you got lucky," this and that. We went up against all the best teams in the playoffs
exactly.
and wiped them.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's
and we did it. When we did it last time we won, we were the 6th seed. We played on the road every game. We were the underdog every game.
Bro, look at Broski. Broski says Campbell's the next Cowher. He'll be coaching a long time before Lions ever sniff a Super Bowl, if they ever do.
Wow. I mean, is Broski wrong? Right now, he's not wrong. I mean, they got as far as the NFC Championship and choked. They're going back. I mean, let's see. I honestly believe you guys are going back. I honestly believe you and the Vikings, one of you two is going to be our representative. So, I mean.
So here's a quick question. Is this playoff race more interesting than last year's? Is this offseason shaping up to be more interesting than last year?
At least from a Packers perspective, I think it's going to be, because I think we're going to see some turnover this year. Some guys that, were fan favorites might not be on the team, and we might be seeing another injection. Hopefully, like how we got with McKinney, that Goody's going to go out and say, hey, this is an obvious need. We're going to go get one of the absolute best guys at that spot.
I mean, head coaching wise, it's not just because the Bears have an opening, but you have some big names who have thrown their hats back in the ring for coaching, right? Like, look at Ron Rivera's taking interviews again. Rex Ryan wants to coach again. The old man from Seattle wants to coach again, right? I mean, you're getting a lot of big names. Gruden's name is being tossed around again. And then you've got the Ben Johnsons of the world, the hot coordinator, right? Vrabel. You've got a lot of really great. I mean, this has to be one of the best coaching candidate classes, because in a couple years past, your coaching class was like a bunch of coordinators, not some longtime head coaches who left for a season or so, right? Like last year, Belichick was the name, and no one wanted to touch him because of his demand. This year, though, you've got a bunch of big name head coaches, some really hot coordinators offensively and defensively. So you've got some big movement there. Then you've got some big movement. You still aren't done, right? You could still get Stefanski out there, Peterson out there, who are both good coaches, right? So you've got a lot of on the off, and then even GM wise, you might see some GM movement. We'll find that out Monday. Because look, if you're on that Ryan Poles argument, for example, there's no reason to debate it. We'll find out on Monday. Because if you're going to fire your GM, you're doing it on Monday. You're not waiting until a week from Monday. They're going to fire them on Black Monday or not at all, right? Because if you're a team that's going to fire your GM, you're not waiting a week to start your search. You're going to do it right away. So come Monday, we'll know for probably good, for certain what GMs are going to be fired.
If I'm a team owner, I'm not firing nobody till I got a replacement in mind already. So,
well,
just saying.
Yeah, I mean they're all going to have some guys in mind, but I mean Monday will be the day because that's when because then they can officially start. Look, you can't interview guys to replace your GM till you fired your GM, really, right? So, I mean you can, but then they know they're being fired. So what's the point of not firing them? So Monday, GMs will get fired, head coaches will get fired, right? And then that's going to start in earnest. There'll be some surprises. I bet there'll be some GMs let go, some head coaches let go. The people are like, whoa. Like in Cleveland, they may clean house. They may get rid of the GM and the head coach. Right? They may do the same in Jacksonville. They might get rid of both. You could have some teams that are mildly successful. They may keep the coach and get rid of the GM. Because they have a good coach, but the GM is sucking at picking people. So Monday will be interesting. There'll be some surprises. And then, of course, we'll have a playoff picture. And of these playoff teams, like if Miami doesn't get in, is he safe down there in Miami? I mean, I love the dude. Everyone loves that dude. But is he safe?
Facts, Brent.
I wouldn't get rid of him personally. I'd give it a shot for next year and see. But again, I'm also the type of guy that likes to hold on to a guy a year too late.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but there are some interesting. Look at are people safe in? Yeah, Mike McDaniel. I love the dude, man. But is he safe? Is
not wrong either.
Is the staff safe in Cincinnati if they don't get in?
Mike McDaniel, stop.
Oh. Man, that's a very good question, Ken, because I honestly don't know. Because, yeah, he's had a decent track record there before. But
I know, that's weird, right, Joseph? That's what they do in Chicago. Season.
No, Joe, no, you misread that, Rob. What I said is that the GM could get fired, but the coach could stay. It happens very rarely, but it could happen. Like, for instance, if let's say Goody was just sucking, it was fucking up, right? But LaFleur is obviously a good coach. They could fire the GM and keep the coach, and that does happen. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you do get a stellar head coach with a crap GM, and that could happen in Carolina. They could fire that GM and keep the coach who's only been there a year.
Darcy went on record saying that you guys are going to take the division from them. Just telling you, buddy.
Darcy did say, as a diehard Lions fan, he said Minnesota would take the division.
He went on. I got the video, bro.
No, Rob. Rob is just look at Rob tries, man. You gotta give Rob credit. He tried.
He ain't wrong.
Rob had to go take his special needs med. He's been taking it for about 20 years.
How long has he known you?
I was just
hey, Rob.
I'm saying, how long has he known you, Ken?
Rob, who do you think sent him to the psychiatrist to get his special needs met?
There you go. There's a correlation there. Some of us see it, some of us don't.
Rob is so off kilter, I had to send him to the doc to get meds. As you can tell, they don't work that well.
I love this show.
Yep.
Hey, Rob, wait. Rob, did you sell your ticket to the game because it got flexed, or did you sell your ticket for charity? I heard two different stories.
Hey, leave them alone. It's whatever makes the best narrative.
Yeah.
I can't wait till next weekend. I mean, even though it's the end of the regular season, it's going to be a battle for the fucking division, bro. I like it. Why don't you Lion fans take the night off and lose to the 49ers and make it really good?
Well, according to Dan
put a little more skin in the game.
I mean, look at it. According to Dan Campbell, they're resting players. So I don't know. They might take the day off. They might take the night off. And you know, look at San Francisco's got an interesting situation too, because there are rumors that Aaron Rodgers might be going out to Cali, to San Francisco, and that Purdy's not going to get a contract.
Oh, I've been hearing it all over too. That's honestly, I think, the only place that Aaron Rodgers ends up playing for. Do you really see him going down to like a Tennessee or somebody like that? Yeah. I don't personally see that.
Not to get kicked around for a couple.
Maybe Vegas, because they do have some pretty good drugs over there.
Well, maybe Nola.
What the 49ers going to look like next year? Rodgers going to have to take a pay cut.
Oh, yeah.
I
was going to say, if he happens to go anywhere else, he's going to have to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
I think
it was Bleacher Report, JB. I know you're so offended that someone would read a quote from another news source that you have to go all lefty on me. You go, source. I wouldn't say it if I didn't see it written in black and white somewhere, JB. It was on Bleacher Report this morning, which I know you're obviously going to say, well, Bleacher Report sucks, so it must not be true. But yet it was printed. Which really, if there was a game for Dan Campbell to kind of throttle back and rest some guys, it would be tonight, because tonight doesn't matter. Next week is what matters.
Eric spoiled.
Ken, I'm just asking for future reference so we can set a precedence. If it's printed, does that mean we can go with it? Because I've got a few. Come on, I've got a few that are going to make this real interesting.
But no, I mean, it was on Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report's usually decent. I thought on Bleacher Report that they were going to that he was basically going to rest a few guys. Which, look, if you got some guys who are injured, it makes sense.
Niners going to try to get Darnold back now that they know he can play.
Yeah.
My God, that'd be awesome.
That would be, man.
And I would hope to God, if
I told you guys this whole time.
I hope to God, for some reason, if that is possible, that Sam Darnold looks directly in Shanahan and Lynch's face and goes, "Fuck the both of yous."
And you know what's funny, Broski? There's an irony. If let's say Tomlin gets fired and the Bears will hire Tomlin, there's an irony there, right? Justin Fields wanted to get traded to Pittsburgh so he could play for Tomlin. So there would be ironic if Tomlin ended up the next head coach of the Bears. That would be pretty ironic if Caleb got him as a head coach.
Well, I mean, that's kind of part of the course for Fields' career, because a lot of it was him bitching, or at least the fans bitching, that, he doesn't have any targets, or there's only one guy that he can go to. Then they get a whole bunch of receivers and say, "Hey, we're getting a new quarterback. Why don't you go down to Pittsburgh? They got a coach you like." Yeah. Hey, the coach you like's coming over to Chicago, so get back.
And I also read an article that said the Vikings choke and suck a lot of D, and the source in that was Rob Haskell. Something about Vikings fans selling out their tickets to Packer fans because they know they suck. The source again, Rob Haskell, who posts videos about the Bears sucking this year, but the video was from 4 years ago. Come on, Rob, do better.
The best part of it is you can use 4-year-old videos for the Bears sucking because they haven't stopped.
Well, no, but no, he posted video of Darnell Mooney getting overthrown, claiming it was Caleb Williams. Like, those two have never even been on the same team. Like, dude, I'm sorry. If I'm a Vikings fan right now, Rob, I don't understand why you're wasting your time on a 4-win team. You just beat the Packers and have a chance to play for the division title and the number 1 seed, and all you care about is a 4-win team. We live rent-free in that little feed brain of yours. If that's all you're concerned about is the Bears when you're playing for a division title, the Lions deserve to beat you.
Ooh, there's some bad blood in the air.
Oh my God, there's a grandbaby in the house. He's already walking around going, "Where's everyone at?" Oh God. So yeah, Tomlin though. I mean, look, I don't know if Pittsburgh fires him, but it's not like we haven't seen it before. Who was the guy who was in Cincinnati for years? He was there like 15 years. And they finally fired him because he would get to the playoffs every year, but they never get to the Super Bowl.
Marv Levy.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a situation like that with Tomlin, dude. I mean, a lot of people will say Tomlin, the only reason he got the Super Bowl he got was because Cowher built that team, and that Tomlin himself has never been good enough to build a team or get a team to a Super Bowl. That's the only reason.
Well, he did get into a Super Bowl against us. He just got his ass kicked in it.
No, but people will say that Tomlin's Super Bowl was he got there basically on the
heels of
Cowher built,
yep.
right? So that Tomlin, I mean, if they lose, if they're 1 and done in the playoff, will Tomlin get fired? And then how many coaching searches will that screw up?
Marvin Lewis, that's who it was.
Marvin Lewis, yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Marv Levy.
Oh
yeah.
Hey, I was close enough.
Yeah, even Andy Reid in Philly. Look, they pushed. Lucas made a good point though too. Like they pushed Andy Reid out of Philly because he couldn't win a Super Bowl. All right, JB. They pushed Reid out of Philly because he couldn't win a Super Bowl.
Went somewhere else and said, "Look, you guys should have just gave me what I wanted."
Yeah, see, Henry's pouring the Rob Haskell's article that they suck a lot of, in with that horn. I mean, they're used to opening that mouth wide. Those are the Viking fans for you.
The best part is, Ken, I made the same joke before the game. See, we got that Ken and Ken wavelength going on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. We're have some interesting stuff to talk about this week as we dig more into. We'll see what happens tonight. Does anyone think that the Lions lose tonight? Before we get off the air, does anyone think the Lions lose tonight?
I personally don't, but hey, I'd love to see it just for the hell of it.
Yeah, it's not really changed next Sunday. It's kind of a throwaway game. So if they rest some guys, which JB swears they'll never do, but if they do rest some guys, this is a game you maybe don't play them in the second half. I think that's what he means by resting guys. I think he'll start as starters, and then he'll start pulling guys out in third and the fourth. And then we got some interesting stuff. We'll see what other kind of good news, what kind of news breaks this week. I'll tell you what, Saturday and Sunday are going to be good this week. AFC will be decided on Saturday, NFC on Sunday, and then we get Black Monday. So,
and just so everybody knows, I will be making a personal phone call to Jordan Love, reminding him that it is still Toyota-thon.
Yeah, you better. Should have called him yesterday.
I didn't think you had to.
And then we'll see if the Lions and the Vikings screw it up again in the playoffs like they always do.
Well, we'll see.
And we'll see what teams screw their draft chances that get a number 1 quarterback. Go Raiders. Go Giants. My God.
Oh, my old man who's been a fan of the Giants since he was freaking in single digits absolutely lost his mind over that game.
We get it in San Fran's ass. Yes,
Corey.
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 Yeah.
Looking out the
And on
baby
that
oil.
bad take, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy JB's prattling about how great the Lions are for the next hour. He's following us. We'll see you again tomorrow. And